Hello everybody, this is TechStack here. This is episode 6 of my TSCraft server Let's Play. Um, Headed out to the quarry. Gonna move it around a little bit here. And I figured I'd start recording so I could explain why I'm doing it. Obviously I can get the natural resources, copper and things like that we're typically running low on. But we've actually ran out of cobble. Believe it or not, even though we have basically been storing every block of cobble that we have quarried out over here. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no, at least 9 times we've ran this quarry now. And that would be max size every time. Excuse me, my voice cut out there. The matter fabricator has quite the hunger for scrap, and we have turned every bit of cobble in our system into scrap, or just about every bit. There's, some of it has been used for building, but not very much compared to how much was in there. We had like over 200 blocks, or 200,000 blocks, I should say, at one point, just in our storage, and now we're down to nothing. So I'm going to move this over just to keep it running, to keep it supplied with some cobble. From what I've been seeing, the cobble has been our bottleneck in EU matter production so far. But I know there's other ways of making cobble, and that's probably what I'll end up doing. But for now, I'm thinking that we'll just keep doing this for the time being, because we don't need it to make massive amounts of UU yet. We have well over 1,000 pieces at this point. I think it's like close to 1,500 or something like that. And yeah, I mean that's enough to keep us going for now, basically. So anyway, I'm gonna get this quarry set up. I didn't really want to show off the setup I do here. I just kind of place some blocks and get the landmarks down, just like everybody else now. What I did wanted to do was just explain why I'm doing this. I'm actually pretty surprised we're out of cobble. I know lots of people just void all the cobble they ever get. Thanks to lovely Greg Tech, I don't think I'll be doing that on this one. At least not yet. Not till I get some type of cobble gen set up. So anyway, I'll be back in just a few, and we'll go over some of the stuff I've been working on the AE setup. Okay, guys. We are back over top the AE system, and I want to show off some changes that I've made. And some of this is some inventions that really start to get into the inner workings of applied energetics and the other mods. I know applied energetics does a lot just by itself by giving you the ability to transport items through these cables and import them and export them out. And I really wanted to get into how to interact with some of the other mods to accomplish some things that, in my opinion, are just a pain or an annoyance. So let's get into doing this here. Let's show you what we've got. Over here you can see, if I point at this close enough, this is a TSCraft tank with water inside of it. And the water is being supplied by this valve on the side. It has this water block, a TSCraft water block that automatically fills it up. So we have a unlimited supply of water inside this very small tank. Up here on the top we have an applied energetics interface block that has the pattern assembler, or assembler pattern, I'm sorry, telling it that if you export out of this block a single empty can into this tank, it will export back out the water can. And that is done through these item IOs blocks on the TSCraft tank itself. So when somebody on the system or the system itself requests a filled water can, it will export a empty water can into this thing through this top block. And over here on the side we have a, if I hit the right block, import bus. So it pulls in anything that's been exported into this thing back into the system. So it will automatically fill water cans. Also in this setup, I have it the pattern to take 4 of the TSCraft aluminum, or at least I believe it's TSCraft. It's the aluminum that doesn't have a whole lot of crafting recipes. It's small, little white, looks like pieces of recycled aluminum almost. This aluminum here, which comes from this block here. Anyway, using that to make the cans themselves, thought that was a good use for aluminum because we don't use it for much else. But the whole point in doing all that was so that anytime I wanted to make an overclocker, all I have to do is come in here, tell it craft, and it will do everything. It knows how to create the circuits, it knows how to create wire, it knows how to create a can, it knows how to fill the can with water. So that was the whole point in doing that, and believe me, it is worth it. My previous setup, I was able to make the overclockers themselves, but I used the recipe for the overclocker that had the what do you call it? Water bottle in it. So, you know, I would have this recipe here, and this is still the recipe for the overclocker I'm using, but the coolant cell itself, I was using the one with the water bottle in it. That was so annoying, having to go outside to the water, make 50 water bottles, fill as many of them as I can into my inventory, but they don't stack, so it's not very many. Throw them all into the AE setup, run back outside, get more, go back and forth, back and forth. Now I just say I want 50 overclockers given to me, and that's actually how I did this. I created the overclockers for these, so it does work now. That is so handy being able to do that, because now I have, like you've seen down there, 8 overclockers in there, so that thing's running just about as fast as it can on low voltage. And if I had more cobble, it would actually have filled up this thing probably with scrap by now. But I just don't have the cobble supply to keep up, unfortunately. Now, as I was doing that, I ran out of rubber. So that's what this setup over here is. So you can see I have a rubber tree there. And let me grab a piece of bone meal so you can see this thing working. And by the way, this block here, the terminal, was not necessary for this. I just got tired of running back and forth up to our main setup while I was working down here, so I just threw on a terminal right there. That's the nice thing about the, another nice thing about Applied Energetics. You can just plop a terminal down anywhere on the network and it'll access the whole thing. So, anyway. This here is a setup that, well, I probably should throw another pipe there, that basically works on the same principle as my redwood farm. It takes this turtle, and he's programmed to detect when this block here, where the sapling's at, has a redstone signal. When it does, he knows to go chop it down. Simple enough. What you're saying, what is all the rest of the stuff here? Obviously the repeater and the switch are part of that original setup to allow this thing to know when it has a redstone signal, because when that tree grows, that block will allow the redstone signals to pass through to the turtle. The sapling will not. All of these purple things on top, if you don't know, are obsidian pipes. Obsidian pipes suck up any drops that fall on them. So that's how I'm collecting new saplings. The whitish gray pipes underneath are iron pipes. Iron pipes are, both of these are Buildcraft related. Iron pipes take an item in from any side and only output it on the clear side. So you can see this pipe here will take it from the obsidian pipe, go over to this one exports to here, and so on until you get over to the turtle, and everything goes into the turtle. You're probably wondering what that's for. Let's grow this tree here so we can see. And the turtle has a little bit of delay. He's only checking if the tree grows there like every 10 seconds or so. So as soon as he picks up that it's there, he's going to chop it down. You'll see this block here on the AE setup, how we integrated that. We have an import bus, and it only imports rubber wood and rubber. And You'll probably see it flash there if it didn't already. Yep, he's already got all the rubber and rubber wood out of that turtle, the AE setup has. And now we wait. And what we're waiting for is saplings to fall. Let's go ahead and speed it up here a little bit. We're not going to get a sapling from this entire tree? Seriously? Normally these things are rich in saplings. Wow. All I need's one. Come on, one sapling that I don't pick up myself. Oh, there it goes. And were we too slow? Where did it fall? Nah, we might have been too slow. Here, let's do it this way. Okay, so I'll throw these down. You can hear that they're getting picked up by the pipes, and they are all flowing into the turtle. So what that does for us is, as the trees grow, it will automatically pick up the pipes. And you know, right here there's going to be some that are missed. I don't really care about collecting every single sapling, because as you can see here, I think I supplied this initially with 30 maybe, and we're already up to 56, so that's pretty good. This thing ran overnight collecting rubber wood for me. But yeah, that's just an easy way, automated way to collect rubber with all of the mods in the Ultimate Pack. I don't know that this will work with the other mods, because I don't think they have this rubberwood tree. I believe this rubberwood tree is added by Mine Factory Reloaded, I think it's called. But yeah, if you have that rubberwood tree and you have applied energetics and you have TSCraft, nice way of collecting rubber, because you don't have to do anything about it. Only thing that I will have to do is, oh, it's already grown another tree. Look at that. Perfect example of it running automated. Don't have to do a thing. Some of the other things I did on that then to complete the whole thing, I went ahead and added a recipe for turning rubber into rubber bars so that it can be used in crafting. Let's go over here where the rain's being noisy. And I still haven't moved these yet, but I will in the future. I think it's this one. Nope, must be this. Yeah. I created a pattern telling the system that if you take rubber, you can turn it into rubber bar, and in this block here, which exports into the induction furnace. So it just cooks it up real quick. If you're not aware of that, how to do that, let me show you real quick. You take one piece of your item you're going to smelt, and one item you're going to smelt, or the smelted version of it, I'm sorry. Pattern, get a blank pattern, and you come down here to your pattern encoder. You tell it that rubber, which doesn't have a crafting recipe. That's the key thing to this. You'll notice that it doesn't have a crafting recipe. It doesn't know what to do with just a piece of rubber like that. So you just go ahead and drop that in over there, and hit encode, and it'll tell the system, hey, where this thing's at on the interface, that's how you make the rubber bars. So very, very, very handy. I know I said that I'm going to create more induction furnaces and basically move all my machines that I have currently on the applied energetics over to the new area. I do still plan on doing that. I'm not going to do it right away. We kind of have a nice setup right now, and I'm not wanting to break it quite yet. And the reason being is I want to make more of the induction furnaces and things like that. But we're kind of still a little bit low on copper for what I would like. So I'd like to let my quarry run a few more times before, or at least one more time, before I start making the move there on those things. Just so we're running at peak efficiency on the setup that we're going to have. One of the things I'll probably be doing in the very, very near future is Zarified has left us a present here. We have a soul shard for creepers, skeletons, blaze, endermen, cows, and he started one for wither skeletons and ghast. So we have just about everything we could want as far as a mob collection system. He also has started work on the outside of this building. Let's see if we can get away from this rain sound a little bit here. I'll be right back when I turn rain off. There you go. Now you can probably hear me again. I just turned particles down to nothing, basically. Anyway, he's building the walls up for the mob system itself, which is great. That'll help a lot. And then I'll come in and do the killing of the mobs, get the spawning of the mobs, get the control for the spawners. Hey guys, why you... Okay, you're not stuck. Make it so that this thing is fully automated, and I'll also hook it into the applied energetic system. I probably... if you don't like applied energetics, you're probably not liking my videos very much. I'm sorry for that, but that system is just so powerful, and it just needs to be explored fully. I'm gonna have that system controlling my mob farm. Whenever I'm low on a resource, it's gonna kick my mob farm on and collect the items and do it in a secure fashion too. That's one of the drawbacks I think of applied energetics is, you know, all it would take if I didn't have this force field here is somebody to come down here and go yoink, and they've just taken every single item that's in that block with one piece. And there's 63 different types of items in that thing right now. So that's one of the bad things. Very, very bad things. Also, one of the bad things is all it would take is one of these cables outside of my force field, and someone could put down what I think it's the export block. Well, the export bus would pull out the items. There's a specific block in here that will let you export things out to drives. Maybe it's this IO port. I don't really remember the name of the thing. But anyway, it would let you throw in a bunch of drives, and it's just going to pull every item that's in the energetic system out into that new drive you stuck in there. And you can just walk off with it then. So all it really takes is one piece of cable or one block that's accessible from outside of this setup, and somebody could walk off with every item I have. Not that that's very much of a problem on my server, I don't think. I think most of the guys that are still playing on the server are trustworthy now, so that's a great big help. But I'm kind of doing this to demonstrate how it can be done for you on your server, especially if, you know, there are griefers still on your server. I mean, it's an awful thing, but it does happen. Let's face it. But yeah, I'll probably come back when I've got something else to show off that's kind of unique to my specific applied energetic setup, so that I can share. Be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. I'm getting close to being ready to do my next piece, and I needed to throw in the pattern for sticky pistons. Had pistons in here, had rubber in here already, and that's the raw rubber from the rubber tree down there. You can use those to make sticky pistons. Let's see if my crafting is working again here. The crafting terminal tells me, and no, it is not. I need quartz, so looks to me like I'm not going to be able to do what I was going for yet. Need a little bit more quartz. Oh, let's just try this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where did my compressor go? It is probably out here somewhere, be my guess. Maybe, hopefully. Oh, hopefully this is it. Yes, it is. I'm going to have some more quartz. Oh, don't have an import on that thing yet. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough import buses to finish this setup, so I'm going to have to wait till my quarries run some more, and then I will go back to it. If you haven't noticed on my hotbar here, oops, I dropped my book. I have igneous extruders. I was going to make a cobble gen. It's going to bite the bullet. My quarry can't keep up with this recycler down there. I know, in fact, also that's probably what I should do. I have this MJ plant that I built in my basement of this place. That thing over there, I probably showed it off already. Zarified's already put a Tesseract on it. If I put my Tesseract out on my quarry, it would go into extreme mode compared to what it's doing now. Right now it's only running off of 2 magmatic engines, which give it enough MJ to, what, I think that'd be like 8 MJ a tick. We could crank it up to 75 if we did that, because the, well, approximately 75. What's the word I'm thinking of? Tesseracts will allow that much energy through them, basically. That might be a good alternative for the time being, just hooking up my quarry up to that that deal there. So I'll probably go do that off camera anyway. Like I said, I'll probably still make the cobble gen just so that while we're not running a quarry, we can keep the recycler going and UU matter production up. You can see my rubber tree factory there, rubber factory, has created another one. I'm happy with that. Anyway, I'll be back. Thanks. Okay, slow-mo quarry running on 8 MJ. And here we go on turbo quarry speed. Just hooked up the energy tesseract. What you didn't get to see in between here is I had to make another one. I didn't realize that Zarified had put his energy tesseract in our basement there on private mode, which is fine. Don't get me wrong, that's fine. But I just had to make another one so I could hook into that power access. So now our quarry is running fast as it'll go. I know we could probably pump some more MJ into it, but I don't think it actually runs any faster than it currently is right now. So awesome to see. Let's go ahead and jump back real quick. So I am, wrong spot. I am out of time to record today, but I just want to take one quick peek at this. So we are starting to finally, the applied energetic system will import everything that's in this chest, and before, nothing really ever stayed in this chest. It never got into the second slot. Now we're finally starting to pick up into the second slot, which appears to be okay. It's not like we're hitting the second slot and occasionally hitting the third, and then the fourth, and then up down, you know, that kind of thing. Looks like it's going to be able to handle it as long as we don't run out of storage, which we shouldn't because we just created this new one here. We should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording for the day now, and I'll be back within a matter of a few seconds for you guys, and we'll get into hopefully showing off how I'm going to work on this CobbleGen factory for applied energetics. I'll be interesting to see how the setup handles multiple things going in and out at a rapid pace like this. I don't know if it's something I'm going to have to start dividing the network up into different colors. You know, one color for the cobble gen, one color for the quarry input, that type of deal. That way it doesn't overload the whole network. Maybe I can kind of segregate different pieces of it off by doing it with colors. Anyway, I'll be back like I said. Hey guys, I'm back here. As you can see when I logged in today, I am in my custom map Miscraft age. I am on the server actually. I've created this custom age so I can work on this map. I had an idea for a PvP team versus team map, which is what that area is going to be, and then also another idea I had for a single player. Not really going to get into that too much now. That's going to be another series / couple episodes on my channel when these things are closer to completion. Just kind of wanted to give everybody a sneak peek, seeing how it was over here. But let's go ahead and get back over into the overworld. Let's clear my inventory because I don't take anything from creative over there. And TPX0, back to the overworld, and game mode 0, I believe it is. Yep. Okay, let's get back to my base. While I'm on the way over there, I'll explain what's taken place. Here on the server, it's been probably close to a week again since I recorded. Work's still been pretty busy for me, and I haven't been able to record as much as I want. My voice sounds a little bit funny. I think I'm getting a little bit sick too, so been trying to rest up in the mornings, at least in the last couple days. So that's usually when I record. As you can see, CZ here has made some major changes to the structure of the building here. Looks like he left the field down for some reason. Let's put that up again. And the reason I want it up is I've set these fields to merge. There's some modules that you can put inside the MFFS fields themselves that, or the projectors I should say, that allow the fields to merge so you can walk directly from one to the other without having to use your tool all the time. And also, if you didn't notice here, I've put an arcane door in. Great, because I've got myself and Zarfied on this door and pressure plate series. So we both can walk right through it without having to drop the field or use our tool. Reason behind that, remember not that long ago I died, so I don't want that to happen again and have my stuff inside. Anyway, let me grab my gear over here and I'll be right back. Okay, all geared up now. Ready to go. Since I last left you, of course I did all those changes I already talked about. Also added some Mistcraft portals there just for quick access to different parts of the world. Also have changed a lot down here in the AE setup, added a lot to it. We'll get into that piece in a second here. But over here is the cobble gen I wanted to create. As you can see, I've created a bunch of import buses on the top of all these igneous extruders. The igneous extruders have both one bucket of lava and one bucket of water inside them, so they constantly will make cobble, free cobble, no energy needed. I've set that up with a level emitter, so anytime I have less than 50,000 cobble in my setup, it will, or I'm sorry, anytime I have over 50,000 cobble in my setup, I will emit a redstone signal. All of these, igneous extruders are set up on control status signal required low. So if there's no redstone signal, they'll run. If there is a redstone signal, they won't run. So what that means is anytime I have more than 50,000 cobble in my setup, they're going to shut off. And I've got them all hooked up on the same redstone signal there. Excuse me. So what that translates for us is anytime I'm low on cobble, it'll make it for me. Anytime I have a surplus, it just shuts down because I was getting way too much cobble again. It was outpacing the recycler and MFE, or not, matter fabricator setup. Over here you can see we have several ender chests that are hooked up to different export buses. Example, this one's exporting dirt into that chest, and this one's exporting fertilizer, and the fertilizers sit on craft mode. Reason behind this, we have a tree farm off at Zarified's orchard, and this keeps it resupplied based on our AE setup. So dirt is not being crafted in our system, but the usage rate at the orchard is not going to surpass our quarry, I don't think. As long as we keep the quarry running occasionally, it should keep up. So that keeps that nice and supplied up. He's using that tree farm as power source. He has 4 steam boilers. 3 of them are liquid fueled, and one of them is wood, solid fueled. He uses wood planks. So basically we're using everything coming out of that tree farm to power the shop up there. Maybe I can take you to it in this video. Probably not though, because I'm going to be running short on time. These 5 ender chests here are for mob drops. I've started work on the mob drop system itself, or the mob farm system itself, just like we had on the other server, and using AE for it has greatly improved the way I can do that. I control how much we get based on amounts in our system, and we also have these ender chests set up in a public area, not inside our force field, that allow everybody on the server to access to the mob drops too. So that's the reason behind this. Just simply exporting out of the AE setup for each individual item into its own individual chest, and then there's a chest on the other side that's outside of our secure area. Let's go ahead and take a look. The first one here is the Enderman. We have a level emitter. Again, when its level is below 192 in our system, so if we have less than 192 ender pearls in our system, and that's after that chest is full, because it always exports everything into the chest first, it will turn this redstone signal off. When this redstone signal is off, that shuts off the when this redstone signal is on, it turns on the spawner. I have the spawner set up on not gates, that way I can achieve that goal. The reason behind that, each one of these is a different mob. The cows, for example, I only have currently monitoring the steak level. I could also have it monitor the level of leather that's in the system and turn it on that way, so that either one of the signals turn it on, have a redstone signal that'll turn the spawner on. If you don't do it that way with a not gate, you really can't turn it on in an OR condition that way. This gives you that ability with a not gate. Let me go on up here. Oop, stick my head halfway through a force field. And you can see over here I have an ender chest, which is the chest that our mob drop system will go into, and it is on an import bus, so it just pulls everything out as soon as it comes into that chest, directly into the mob system, or the AE system. And the reason I'm using ender chest instead of running a wire out there, it's secure that way. If I were to run a wire out here to our setup, it would be outside of our force field, and then anyone could tap into the AE system and grab anything they want. So that's the reason behind it. Here was the original design for the mob system itself. You can see it's a work in progress now. I had this glass tower all the way up to like 50 levels higher than where it is right now, down there, and the spawners were at the very top of this thing, and they would just fall. The mobs would fall, land on transposers, the drops would get collected, put into that ender chest, which is on the same frequency as the one inside there I just showed you. Zarified is, after I created that, let me know that he wanted to make this a cylinder, and I'm more than happy that he wanted to do that, because it looks a lot better, I think. See if we can get a good look at it. Yeah, it'll just look nice and cool once it's complete, especially with that dome there. The whole thing's gonna look nice. Makes my ugly blue box that sticks up one layer higher than the water look really stupid. But anyway, that's besides the point. I think that's probably all I'm going to have time for today, or for this episode, I should say. There's a lot I'd like to show off on the mob farm once I get it complete, which will be after this building's more finalized. I'll be able to start setting that up again. I'll probably just integrate it into the iron golem farm there. Somehow we'll figure something out so we can maximize the use of our space inside this cylinder. But yeah, like I said, I think that's going to be all for today. I just wanted to show off the rest of the changes to the AE setup, and mainly that cobble gen, because that really was important for us to be able to have a full get out of there. Full supply of scrap boxes for this thing, and this thing runs all the time now. I don't think it ever shuts down unless it runs out of power. Curiosity, yeah, 10,000 UU. So plenty of UU. I could have myself a gravity suit again. I just haven't gone through the crafting to do it. Might throw it all into AE so that I can never have to do it again. I believe I already showed that off. That's my rubber farm. It's been working great. Let's see how much rubber we have in the system. I haven't had to touch the thing. 2,000 rubber. Like I said, works great. Anyway, that's, like I said, I'm out of time for today's episode, and I will see you next time. This is TSCraft signing off. Have a good day. Bye now.